Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing 3 case studies for Yin Earth born in the fall season. So this first example is a Yin Earth called Ji in Chinese, born in the month of August, which is a Yang Metal type of earthly branch. So the year it was born is a Yang Earth and Yang Earth. The month is Yang Metal and Yang Metal. The day is Yin Earth and Yin Metal, and the hour is Yin Water and Yin Metal. So let's first assess the condition of this daily master. Is it strong, is it weak, or is it in a balancing state? So on the bottom row, the earthly branch row, do I have either fire, which growth earth, or another earth, which is same as myself, that makes me strong? Those are the supporting energies. So you have an earth here, but the rest are all metal, which is a reduction of my own energy. And on the top heavenly stem row, you have an earth here. That's about it. So I would say overall, this Bazi chart, the daily master is actually leaning towards a weaker side because I only have 2 same as me friends, which positionally is quite removed from myself. And the remaining players are much harder, like a strong cluster of metal, which is a reduction of Earth's own energy to produce metal. And then you have another water here, which is also on this camp of reduction to keep my seesaw kind of lopsided. So this Bazi's favorable element would be more fire and earth because that will regain its balance. So when the annual or 10-year trend introduce more fire and earth type of energy, that kind of introduce the remedy or medicine to cure this original imbalanced and lopsided state of this Bazi chart. So like again, the main problem I've seen for this example is way too much metal. So you really don't want to see another metal element being introduced. So you'll just make this problem even worse. And you really want to see that either fire to make myself stronger so I can tolerate the large demand of metal, sucking away my own energy, or you want another earth that helps myself to have enough strength to produce this large quantity of metal, which in hence produce water. So that's why the answer for this one is both fire and earth are preferred element to solve the problem for this Bazi. Tying back to the theoretical video in the prior episode, that's another way to kind of justify why fire and earth is the craved and needed energy, because this overall condition of this chart is way too much metal and water that keep it leaning towards the cold and wet type of climate spectrum. So you really want to bring it back into that middle zone to use more like earth to dry up the moisture and use fire to warm up the environment so it's not too cold and wet. And so it also helps with like an environmental balancing perspective to create that optimal environment for your daily master. So the second example is Yin Earth born in the month of September, which is a Yin Metal earthly branch. The yearly pillar is a Yang Wood and Yang Wood. The monthly pillar is a Yin Water and Yin Metal. The daily pillar is a Yin Earth and Yin Earth. And the hourly pillar is a Yang Water and Yang Metal. So it's the same logical step. Let's assess the condition of this daily master. You have earth sitting directly underneath myself, but other than this player, position number 7, everything else are all like on the other side of the seesaw, which makes me kind of weaker and weaker. So if you compare the 2 examples, even though positionally this is better because it's closer to myself, so you give me that direct support, but the quantity is less in the second example. So this positive chart is fairly weak as well. In that case, the answer is still the same logic. The second example also likes both fire and earth type of element being introduced in your kind of life trend so that you can regain that balance. And that's kind of the more successful and smoother time in a person's life to accomplish something. And another call out is this wood, because position number six is the strongest factor in the Basel chart, and you have a direct, like metal cuts wood, and you know this metal is fairly strong. So this wood is fairly weak and becomes a little kind of too weak to be useful. That's why this Basel chart, the main direction this person wants to focus on is this metal and water type of energy. You have two strong metal directly sitting under two strong water. So it's clear direction that it's the earth trying to produce metal, which in turn produces water. That's translating to that 10 spirit theory. I use my own creativity, talent, expression to gain material wealth and monetary gains. So that's a clear indication of what it wants to do. But the problem is this earth is too weak itself. Like, I'm so weak, I don't have enough energy to do what I want to do. That's why I need the help of either fire making me more solid and useful, and or adding more earth to me so I'm strong enough to do the clear path of growing metal and water. So that's why this second example, also the favorable element answer would be a combination of fire and earth. But before I move on to the third one, the question is, even though the first two examples are very similar analysis process and the conclusions are the same, but then what about the third element of water? What if this person experienced a water concentrated annual or 10-year trend? Does it have same impact on both? The answer is no, because honestly, example number one, the major problem is too much metal in this chart. So even though this person also likes supporters to make itself strong and useful, but if, let's say, you experience this water element, it's kind of a neutral type of fate during that time of the person's life, because water can reduce the strength of metal because metal produces and supports water. So in that case, the water's impact is neutral for this first example. But what if this too much water energy happened for the second example? I would say it's more leaning toward the neutral to negative type of impact. The reason is it's already fairly weak, and if you have introduced more water, which equates to the money making opportunities in life, I'm not strong and confident enough in myself to grab and take advantage of those opportunities, and I'll miss out on them. So that's why like the impact of more water element for this second example will play a more negative role than the impact of this first example. Last but not least, this is a Yin Earth born in the month of October, which is a Yang Earth, earthly branch. So the annual pillar is Yin Earth and Yin Fire. The monthly pillar is Yang Wood and Yang Earth. The daily pillar is Yin Earth and Yin Earth. And the hourly pillar is Yang Water and Yang Metal. And this one you can clearly see it has a very strong fire, earth, and another earth. So this is way stronger than the first two examples. I have a lot of strong supporters. And then you have three remaining players left. a wood, metal, which grows water. So how would you define favorable element for this example? I would say because this yang wood and yin earth has a special combination relationship, which means it kind of get entangled and reduce the strength of both. So this wood becomes quite weak in this chart, especially in addition to this tangling relationship, it doesn't have much of a strong wood rooting system on the bottom row. So the clear indication and answer is this metal and water combination, because this earth is too dense, it's too much. So I really want something to kind of keep it in more like a prime condition of balancing too dense versus too loose to make it useful. And since wood is not strong enough to be relied on to loosen up the dense earth, then I really want to use this metal and water partnership to kind of suck away and reduce the strength of this very dense and concentrated earth. So for this example, the favorable element would be metal water, especially water, to keep this earth kind of tone it down a little bit, bring it from a more over too strong condition into a more balanced state. So that's just a few quick studies to further show you how to analyze 八字. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.